We used to use the term 4D chess whenever we didn't understand what Trump was doing. We tried to make it sound like it was some deliberate genius move on his part that made us say, like, wow, we're just beyond, mere mortals. I don't know if that's true anymore. Between the Epstein double cross and what's happening now, and the latest that Charlie Kirk is saying, makes me wonder. Because what we're witnessing is the convergence of two massive betrayals by the ruling class. One on the front of justice, the other on national sovereignty. Both engineered quietly, behind the scenes, and executed through deception and distraction and manipulation. While the DOJ issued a hollow two-page memo meant to slam the lid shut on the Epstein case, Charlie Kirk is sounding the alarm of what may be an even greater act of betrayal, a covert, coordinated push to pressure President Trump into signing off on a mass amnesty deal for tens of millions of illegal aliens. Charlie Kirk says it plainly. The ruling class is making their move. The same shadowy power brokers who smiled their way through the Epsteins, decades of trafficking, I guess, are now pushing to dissolve the very fabric of this nation through compassionate compromise. Make no mistake, this isn't immigration reform. It's national suicide disguised as political strategy. As is being suspected, the calls came in the day before Trump was set to sign the big, beautiful bill from GOP mega donors, from party insiders, from so-called allies. And these weren't Democrats. They were elite Republicans, the same ones who nod and smile during rallies while stabbing America in the back behind closed doors. And they told President Trump bluntly, now we need mass amnesty. They didn't ask. They didn't hint. They instructed. This is the machine talking. The people with the money, the leverage, the access. They don't care about law, justice, or borders. They want cheap labor, controlled chaos, and a neutered, docile voter base that will never again threaten their grip on power. They're terrified of real deportations, terrified of a functioning border, terrified that Trump might actually deliver on what he promised. So they're moving to stop him, not with argument or policy, but with pressure and manipulation. This is how it works in Washington. See, nothing is real. Everything is transactional. The promises to the American people are campaign slogans. The real decisions, the real things that are being said, get made in private rooms over whispered phone calls with billionaires and lobbyists who couldn't care less what happens to your country or your neighborhood or your children's future or your air or your water or whatever the hell it is. This is bigger than Epstein. It has been saying, Charlie Kirk and others have been saying yes, and he may be right. Because if they succeed in flipping Trump on amnesty, they will have effectively destroyed the last major populist resistance to globalism in the West. It will be the final betrayal, the final movement that he promised to put America first, being hijacked yet again into putting foreign lawbreakers first. Look at how America first has been destroyed in the Middle East. The Middle East. This isn't just political sabotage, it's psychological warfare. They are banking on exhaustion. They are hoping you're too distracted, too demoralized by the DOJ's Epstein betrayal and other things to see what's actually happening. They hope you believe there is a left and a right and a good versus bad. They're burying the Epstein scandal under a blanket of fake closure, all while advancing the most radical amnesty push in modern history. And make no mistake, this is coordinated and it makes sense. This is top down. The same day DOJ that claims Epstein's global trafficking ring magically ended with his suicide, is the same DOJ that will enforce whatever amnesty schemes these donors force through. The same bureaucracy that silences victims and shields elites is now preparing to reward 25 million illegal aliens with illegal status and potentially voting rights in exchange for midterm optics and corporate bottom lines. Think that's possible? I don't know what's going on. I don't know why. But this is the last step, the last plank of MAGA. And they're hoping that Trump caves. That's the goal. They're whispering in his ear, dangling the illusion of a second term as long as he plays nice. His second term is basically over, but midterms, he's worried about his legacy also. But this is a trap. See, if Trump signs mass amnesty, it will fracture his base beyond repair. There will be no second term, no America first continue. There'll be nothing like that. The movement will shatter. See, the same people pushing this scheme now, they know that and they want that. They don't want Trump to win. They want Trump to compromise. And then they want him to lose. It's controlled demolition. They want MAGA to lose. They want this movement to derail. And the only thing standing in the way right now is public exposure and righteous outrage. That's why the Epstein memo matters here. See, it's not an isolated act of cowardice. It's part of the same pattern. The ruling class always protects itself, whether it's billionaires on private jets to Epstein's island or foreign nationals flooding across the border. It doesn't matter. The powerful are never held to account. They are elevated, they're protected, and rewarded. And the DOJ's laughable no client list memo wasn't just a cover-up. It was a warning. We answered to no one. They hid the evidence. They sealed the files. They dared the public to do something about it. And now they're moving on to phase 2, dissolving national identity through amnesty, while the public is still reeling from the latest insult to their intelligence. And don't forget, Elon's lurking in the back. Though he's quiet, what is he up to? This is not just a legal issue or a policy issue. This is a systemic threat. A country without borders is not a country. A justice system that protects traffickers is not justice. And a government that serves its donors instead of its people is not a republic. It's a lie. The DOJ lied about Epstein. The political class is lying about amnesty. And unless we draw a line in the sand now, they will lie about everything else until the last vestiges of our beloved sovereignty are gone. And the solution? What's the solution? Public pressure. Relentless exposure. No compromise. No forgiveness. The American people must speak with absolute clarity. No amnesty. No negotiations. No backroom deals. This isn't 2006. This isn't 2013. We've seen the playbook, and we're not falling for it again. If any Republican, including Donald Trump, even flirts with mass amnesty, they must be held accountable. Politically, publicly, permanently, there are no exceptions. The same standard must apply to everyone. You either stand with the American people or you stand with the donors and the swamp. Think I'm exaggerating? What about the DOJ? Their credibility is finished, through. They chose corruption over truth. They're still coming off of this stupid Diddy trial. It doesn't make any sense with that. And now this. This is secrecy they want over transparency. Complicity they want over justice. They sealed the evidence protecting their clients and declared the case closed because it serves their masters. Not the law, but people whose names you will never know and reasons you will never have explained to you. Not the victims, and certainly not the American people. You're being played for a chump, okay? Again, sorry to say it. The ruling class wants you to believe these betrayals are separate and disconnected, just politics as usual, but they are not. They are symptoms of the same disease: elite rule, unaccountable power, and utter contempt for the people. That's the fight. Look what happened to America First. There is no America First. We're basically handing a checkbook over to NATO and Bibi Netanyahu. You're not saying anything about it. That's the first violation. What else is he going to violate? That's a blatant, flagrant violation of his promise. That's what's at stake here. It's not just about Trump. It's not just about Epstein. It's about whether this nation belongs to its citizens or its overlords. So here it is. The DOJ wants you to shut up about Epstein, and the donors want you to shut up about the border. And the press wants you to shut up about both. Don't make noise. Demand. Demand answers. Reject amnesty. Expose the cover-ups. And remind them that this country still belongs to us, not them. It's an old, wonderful expression, but it's true. The level of complexity of this is something that I can't even put into words. My friends, thank you for watching. Please follow us. Please like our videos. Subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams. Like the videos, because there's so much to explain to you. It's all connected. Now comment as you see fit.